Welcome to this video. Here is how you can save the main text of a web page into a file in seconds. Copy the address of the web page you want to extract the text of. Go to the address https://thomasmore.org given in the description below, and then select Web Page Text. Paste the web page address into the URL box. Press the Get Page Text button, and the text should appear in the lower part of the screen within a few seconds. This tool also extracts the links in the page, which can be very useful. You can save the text into a file. The file name will contain the URL of the web page. You can also add a prefix that helps categorize the files. I will identify this one as Python article. Press Download, and you get the text in a file categorized and containing the file name. I use this very often, for example, to summarize an article or transform it into tasks that I want to act on. You can also get the text from a web page manually by selecting the text and then copy. But the text selection is sometimes difficult. And also, I do not know of an easy way to extract the links with the text. So I developed this tool, and I have now made it available on my website, thomasmore.org. It is free. In the rest of this video, I will show you how you can install this tool inside your own environment, and I will also explain to you the code behind the scene. In case you want to develop something similar, or if you want to learn about the underlying technology, Python, Flask, and APIs. So we'll see how you can replicate the tool locally on your machine. First, connect to GitHub with the link in the description. Download the code by clicking Code and then Download Zip. Open the zip. Select the directory that is inside the zip file. Copy it. Paste the directory somewhere on your computer. For example, I choose my desktop and then test. I then paste the new directory in the select location. The next step is to get this new program to run on your machine. For this, we will need to install a few prerequisites and then launch the application. Here are the prerequisites. First, you need Python. If you do not have Python on your machine yet, follow the instructions given in the post I will link in the description below. Then open a command prompt, go to the tool directory, check your Python version by typing python-version. It should display a number equal or bigger than 3.6. If a version is lower, you should upgrade your Python install. If you get an error that Python does not exist, replace in the command Python by Python and the number 3. This will apply for all the other commands starting with Python. Type python-m venv venv. This creates what is called a virtual environment. It is not mandatory but highly recommended. A virtual environment will isolate the version of Python and libraries that the program will use. Then type venv/scripts/activate. That should display a venv text at the beginning of a row. Now that we have Python and a virtual environment, we have to install a few libraries on which our program will run. Type pip install flask _cores flask_session requests lxml. If you do not get any error, you are ready to run your web page downloader. If you get some error, leave a comment and I will try to help you. Copy the URL displayed on the screen. Open this URL in a browser. And you have now your own web page contents downloader. You can get the text and links of a web page, and you can download it. I will now go through the code. The code is constituted of two files. The first file is app.py. It contains the logic and the web application using Flask. And then index.html, located in the templates directory. Index.html creates the elements of a web page. So here is the code. So index.html creates a basic HTML structure with a form that contains a field to select the video URL, a button to request page text contents, a second button to download the transcript as a text file. There is also a text area in which the transcript is displayed. Notice on the text area row the bracket text bracket syntax. This means that we'll transmit the transcript into this area through a variable in the app.py called text. Let's now review the file app.py. First, we have to import the necessary libraries: Flask, Flask_session, Flask_cores, lxml, and requests. App equals Flask is for the Flask application. We have to set a secret. We also set Flask cores to allow accessing the API from another machine or port. Extract is the main function to retrieve the text from a web page. We need headers to reduce the number of rejections by web servers. Then we retrieve the data from the web server. We check the status of the request. We then convert the contents into an XML doc. We select all the elements in the doc, and we go through each element. We will consider only the data inside the body tag. We will check if the element has a link. We then collect the text of the element. We ignore the elements that do not have either text or a link. Then we add the text to the response. We add the link to the response, and we concatenate the response. And at the end, we return the full concatenated response. URL OK is a function to test the validity of a URL requested by the user. The slash function adds a user interface to this tool in the form of a web page, like we saw when we started the program. We set a default text for when the web page is called initially. Then, if the extract button was pressed in the web page, we retrieve the data and set it in the text variable, which is displayed in the text area of a web page. If a download button was pressed, we get the text value and create an output file that can be downloaded. The redirect section is there to avoid a form resubmission pop-up. Finally, the render section returns the index.html page, including the transcript text. Now that all the code is there, we need to start the Flask web server with the command app.run. So here is my second description of one of the tools I have put on my website. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would be very happy to read your comments on how I can improve. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.